Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sarah Anderson. I'm from England in the United Kingdom, and I'm a member of Viral Angels. Welcome to the webinar this evening. If you're already a member or you're a guest, I hope you'll find tonight very informative. Viral Angels is a private equity club. You do have to be invited, so if you are a guest this evening, please ask the person that invited you this evening and they will give you their referral link. As it says there, this is an extraordinary finance opportunity for the small-scale investor. Now, these type of investments usually require a great deal of money, and I have met somebody recently who is a financial advisor, and the type of investments or the type of funds you need for this type of investment is at least £25,000, which is quite a considerable amount of money. Most people don't have those sort of funds, so for this type of company and this type of investment is open to everybody. Most people can get involved. It really is, as it says, extraordinary finance opportunity. So I hope you find this very appealing, and if you haven't joined yet, then I urge you to do so ASAP. So the company Viral Angels is Swedish. The head offices are in Stockholm, and I have visited these offices. And Viral Angels is a credit union, and it's also very heavily regulated. It's licensed, so it has to adhere to certain conditions and criteria, and that makes it very credible for us that it is a very highly regulated company. It was founded in June 2012, so it has been operating for 2 years now, and I've been with the company since the very beginning, so I'm very privileged to have been part of right at the very start and have seen the company evolve. We now have business operations in 17 countries, and we are members in over 70 countries, which is quite extraordinary in really the short time that we have actually been operating. And you can see tonight, the different type of flags that are all over Europe and the world is quite extraordinary. And I don't know about you, but I can't name 70 countries, so I think that's quite amazing in itself. So we do operate everywhere in the world except China. I can't imagine we'll probably ever trade in China, and America. Now the reason we can't trade in America at the moment is because they do have different financial regulations. This will be resolved at some point, but as of now we cannot trade in America. I know it's a big country, but we still have the rest of the world, and I'm sure we all know people overseas. So what actually is Viral Angels? As I said, it is a private members equity club, and you do have to be invited. It's a unique opportunity to be a shareholder in a number of selected companies. Now this is quite important because we're not investing in just one company, it's a selection of the companies, and we have about 14 companies at the moment, and more are coming on board all the time, and very topical type of companies like drones, for example, that's been in the BBC News recently, and e-cigarettes with Eurobrands. So these are very topical subjects at the moment, and you can be a shareholder in all of these companies, which is just marvellous. It really is quite an amazing opportunity. And it's a serious way to enhance your savings. There are a lot of savings plans out there, and you shouldn't always put your eggs in one basket, but I think this is very special, as I know in the UK, and I'm sure the rest of the world, that most people's pensions probably won't meet up to their expectations, and people are looking for alternative ways of actually saving without being tied in, and we don't have contracts. It's a very flexible savings plan, if you like. So what does Viral Angels actually do? Well, it evaluates and selects companies with potential. So it's a bit like a Dragon's Den type of setup, if you like, if you know of Dragon's Den. So companies will pitch their business to our CEO, Tony Norman, and I think we've had about over 200 companies to date, and he will cherry pick the companies that he thinks has potential, and they have to meet a criteria to get to the stock market. So it'll be their accounts and various other issues. There's a lot we don't know behind the scenes, and that's also a reason why personally I just love Viral Angels, because no knowledge is required on my part, because I really do have no knowledge of stocks and shares. So this really is for absolutely everybody. So we have a team of experts. Sorry, Paul, I can just see you can hear now. That's fantastic. So we do actually have a team of experts that will cherry pick the companies that will think will have potential. Now, not all the companies are going to be great. You probably find maybe one or two companies will actually fail. That's just the way businesses go. One or two will do okay. One may do great, and one or two will be absolutely go through the roof. So it is going to have a nice spread of companies. And they'll take a strong shareholding position, and Viral Angels will create an action plan, and they'll see it through to completion, as I said, because they have to meet a certain criteria. It increases the number of shareholders. Now this is quite important, because a lot of companies that want to go to the stock market, often they can probably find the funding, but they fall short on the shareholders. Now, Frankfurt Stock Exchange, for example, they require you to have at least 2,000 shareholders. Now, we have over 5,000 members, so that solves that problem instantly. So we have instant shareholders for the companies, so they don't have to worry about that. They assist with mergers and acquisitions, and Tony won't get paid in money. He actually gets paid in shares, and it is a very expensive process to take a company to the listing process. Frankfurt is about 150,000 euros plus membership fees and other fees involved as well. So it's an extraordinarily expensive process. It raises capital and assists in market and prepares for the initial public offering. So that's when it floats on the stock market. So Viral Angels stock holdings are distributed as follows. So 20% is retained by Viral Angels, and 80% is allocated to us as the members. So we have shares, as I said, in a variety of companies, which is fantastic. So the history of Viral Angels, well, it has a personnel that have great experience. So Tony Norman and his team have actually taken probably over 200 companies to the listing process, and some of the stock markets you can see below there. Some are well known and some aren't as well known, and there are different grades of stock market. So for example, we have Frankfurt, which is an A-listed stock exchange. Results in Viral Angels since the beginning, and this is the amount of stock we've acquired in that time. It's been plus 300%. I could personally say with mine, I could probably double that. It's probably 600% since the very beginning. So, you know, that's quite significant in a short space of time. So I haven't had to select the companies. That's actually done for me. So I don't need to have experience in stocks and shares. All the work is done for me. So it makes it very easy on my part. Now, one of the companies that is about to float at Frankfurt Stock Exchange in the next few weeks is Trig.com. Now, Trig.com is a social media company, and it has merged with ZebraPlace. And ZebraPlace offers a cashback facility through a plugin, which is a very, very clever thing. So if someone's invited you this evening and they're a member, they'll tell you how you can actually have ZebraPlace and benefit from the cashback. Now, what Tony Norman likes to do, now these were two separate companies. Now, he merged these two companies together to make them a stronger company. So if he sees that's to everyone's benefit, then, you know, he'll say, it's an actually stronger, better company as two companies merged into one. So that's what he did with Trig and ZebraPlace. And it will be floating on the Frankfurt Stock Exchange, and a few of us are going to be invited and to be at the Stock Exchange when they ring the bell, so that's very exciting. It does say May 2014, That's when they were hoping to list, but it is a very complicated process going to the listing, and this is a very normal procedure. There are delays, and we are very much hoping that it'll happen in July. But don't quote me on that, but obviously it's going to happen anytime soon, and it's being listed actually with the same bank that listed Facebook. So they're very experienced in taking a social media company to the stock exchange, and this is one of the reasons why it's actually at the Frankfurt Stock Exchange. So if it suits the company, then that's why they choose a particular stock exchange. But it's very exciting, and most of us actually do have shares in Trig. Now there is a promotion which actually finishes tomorrow midnight Swedish time, whereby if you actually join as a member, you will actually get 500 shares in Trig.com as long as you have a subscription of €89 and above. Or if you upgrade, if you're already a member, you will also receive 500 Trig shares. Now bearing in mind it's floating very soon, this is probably one of the last opportunities to be allocated an extra lot of shares. So don't miss out on this if you're not a member yet. If you're thinking about it, please don't do it after Monday. Monday tomorrow you will get these Trig shares. They won't be in your back office immediately, but you will be allocated Trig shares, and this is the one going to an A-listed stock exchange very, very soon. Very, very exciting times. So this is our first one to go to an A-listed stock exchange. There will be many more, and the process takes about 18 months. 18 months to 2 years. So it's a long-term investment. It's not a quick return. With stocks and shares, it does take time, so don't expect if you do come in as a member to get immediate return from your shares. There are other ways to earn money as well, but from your shares, this is actually where you'll get the most value. Now we do have a back office. And the back office gives you a great deal of information. We have actually some of the companies, the details of the companies on the Viral Angels platform, and there will be webinars, and which we had last week. We had the CEO of Fantrack, one of the companies on Viral Angels, and we're hoping to have another one this Tuesday as well. So it's a great way to find out a bit more about the companies if you do so wish, but you also have information in the back office. And there's a trading platform. If you have a team of people, then you can see your team, you can see what they're doing, and also there are invitation links. Now you can see the little circle where it's actually circled 3 invitation links. Actually, this slide is slightly out of date because there's now 2 invitation links. They're exactly the same. You just choose which one you'd like to give your friends and family, and they can also be a member of Viral Angel. So there's lots of information on this site, so if you do come on board, please take time, at least half an hour, just to go through the back office, and if you're not sure, again, speak to the person that introduced you, and I'm sure they'll be more than pleased to take you through the process. So there are various membership levels. Anything from €39 up to €990 per month. I'm going to discount the silver one at the moment because that probably will be eliminated soon anyway. So from €89 upwards, you get a full share allocation, so equal to the amount that you've actually paid, but actually in reality it far exceeds that. So basically, the more shares you have, the bigger package you have, the more shares you are allocated. And it's a very flexible membership. So if you decided 1 month you have a bit of extra cash, you'd like to upgrade to €145, then that's very easily done in your back office, or you can downgrade, or you can pause your membership. So it's very flexible, no tie-ins, no contracts to sign, and this is why really people like it. They want something a bit flexible where they're not tied in. On the larger packages from the Emerald upwards, there are index pools and other benefits as well. But that's not for everybody, and that's absolutely fine. You just do what suits your budget. So that's the great way to be a saver. You buy yourself a membership, and every single week on a Wednesday, midnight Swedish time, you'll get a share allocation in at least one of the companies. Sometimes we get 2 or 3, but you always get a share allocation in a company. So that's really exciting on a Thursday morning to see which companies we've been allocated. Thank you, Gear. That's correct as well. You can see the membership in your back office. If you would like to build this as a business, so you already have your shares and they're going to be of great value when they hit the stock market, but there is another income opportunity as well. And this is actually when you build a team of people. So these are other people that would also like to be savers, or they'd like to build businesses themselves. And there are various bonuses and leadership bonuses, as you can see there. And I'm not going to cover those. That is really somebody who's invited you will go over those in more detail if you so wish. But I'm just going to give you a quick overview of actually how you actually make money. So you can see there the membership levels. So let's take the €89 level there. If you had one of your friends and family, they love the idea of this savings plan and they also would like an €89 subscription, you would get paid a real-time bonus of €10. Now you'll be able to see this in your back office. You'll get an email notifying you that this person has become a member, and you'll have that €10. So it's instant. You can actually see that straight away. If they tell their friends, well, you can see it goes down level. So then you would get €3. Now, for example, you're on €89 and you have 9 people that would also like to be in a gold level. So of course the bonuses would then be €90, and that would in fact cover your membership. So I quite like to have my membership for free. So I have enough members where my bonuses really does pay for my membership. So that's absolutely fantastic. But also the same token, if you're on €89, for example, and you have somebody who's on a black diamond, you would get €105 commission. So obviously that would more than pay your membership, and you'd have a little bit left over. So it doesn't matter what membership you're on, your real-time bonuses are the same for everybody. So that makes it very fair for everybody. So as it goes down and they build teams and they introduce other people, etc., then your commissions just grow and grow and grow. And there's a considerable amount of money to be made just by doing this. You don't have to do this, but it's an added bonus if you so wish. But remember, the most value you're going to get from your shares are waiting till it actually goes to the open market, selling on the open market. We do have an internal trading platform as well. There are also webinars in several other languages, and you can also add German to that. So I think we have 11 languages in total, and we are notified of these on a weekly basis. So we get a fair amount of emails notifying you what's happening in the company. But so if you do have friends or family in other countries, please direct them to these webinars. So it doesn't have to be the English webinar, and so it just spreads the word, basically, so you don't have to do the work yourself. When you also become a Viral Angels member, you'll be allocated a Visa card. Now, this Visa card, as long as you're KYC, which is Know Your Customer, so basically they need to see proof of who you are, like you would do for any bank, your passport and a proof of address, which is usually in a utility bill. Once it's been approved, you'll be allocated a T24 Visa card. So when you earn commissions in your back office, you can actually transfer it to your card and obviously spend it anywhere where they take Visa. And on the black card, it has more benefits. It includes a priority pass, which you can use at lounges, and you can load more money. So this is an excellent way of actually taking your money out, and there is a charge for this. I think it's €4, no matter how large the sum. You can also do bank transfers as well. So this is a way to take your money out. So as soon as you get commissions, you can do this straight away. It will take 2 or 3 days to load your card, but it's a very simple process to do, and again, all done in your back office. So again, speak to the person that invited you this evening. They will go through the back office with you. If you would like to be a member, please do it by tomorrow, so that you can get these extra 500 trig shares. Please don't miss out on that. It'd be such a shame, as this company is going to the Frankfurt Stock Exchange any time now. There are also webinars, as I said, from CEOs. We had one last week. We will have one this Tuesday as well. Also, there is various events. Now, we do actually have an event coming up on the 27th of July, and this is at the Aurora Hotel at Heathrow. And we do have at the moment 3 of the CEOs of the companies listed on Viral Angels coming along. So we have MyCab, and we have Athabasca, and we have Fantrack, and we are hoping to have possibly a representative from our new brokerage account. That's to be confirmed. Now, the tickets are only £5, and I urge you, please, if you have the booking link, please book ASAP. I need to know the numbers. If we have enough members and guests coming along where I have a lot of funds left over after all the expenses of paying the room, I will actually purchase shares and I will give these away as a raffle on the day. So this is another reason why I need you booking online ASAP. It's only £5, extremely cheap, and yes, Diana, absolutely free for guests, but I still would like you to book your guests online as well. So please come along. These CEOs aren't going to be with us every day of the week. It's very unique to have CEOs of companies, because normally with investments you don't tend to even know the name of the person you're investing in, let alone to meet them in person. And I was in Gothenburg just a few weeks ago, and we had 2 of the CEOs there as well. And it's a great opportunity for them to be mixing with their shareholders, and very unique for us to be asking these CEOs questions directly. So if there are events in your country, please make sure you get along to them. Now, that really is the close of our webinar this evening, and I invite you now to ask any questions. So if you have any questions, please type away in the chat room there. What is index? Well, I have to say I'm not a big authority on shares, to be honest with you, Christopher, but basically I think it actually means you get extra shares, and I really don't know the true explanation of that. You'd have to look that up, sorry. But it's extra, you get extra basically. So Paul, when you say you have I had 600%. Your original is that buying and selling your shares are just comparison to what you paid membership fee, the value you have now. It's the amount of shares that I've acquired in that time. The amount of shares, not the value of shares. So actually that's quite a good point, because actually in the first month of being a member you have a portfolio of shares by the end of that month, because you'll have at least 4 share allocations in various companies. So that's quite nice for a new member to see. You're not waiting. Yes, Diana, read the 500 trig shares bonus for joining. It is strictly for joining on the regular monthly subscription, not the single payment option, isn't it? Yes, that's absolutely correct, Diana. Thank you for pointing that out. It's only for people on subscriptions, not a single payment. And that has to be on gold and above. And this is by tomorrow midnight Swedish time. So if you're in the UK, that's 11 o'clock our time. Any other questions? Okay, if there's no more questions, I shall say, oh sorry, do I qualify for the fire trick if I joined last month? As long as you were on a MyCab subscription, absolutely. So even existing members, if you're on a MyCab subscription, you will get these 500 trig shares, which will be allocated very soon. So thank you very much for being on the webinar this evening, and I look forward to speaking to you next Sunday. Thank you. Goodbye.